Hello again. This is the part 3 for using fetch in JavaScript. So we learn how to use it and we fetch data from fake API just for test purposes. So here the code, and last time we fetch one object and we render in the DOM the title and complete it. Sorry. Let's open this in the server, and we can see we render this in the DOM, and we get one object, and this is inside the object, the completed and title. So maybe it's a paragraph. Let's change the paragraph to something else. Let's make it, for example, spam. Or not spam. Let's make it li. Let's make it li list item, and let's make it as an order list. So let's put the order list here, and this time we will fetch all the. We need to close the URL. So this is the code. For more readable code should be like this. So this is now, if we see in the DOM, we have this two. So what if this is an order list, so what if we want to render, or let's get more item. So now we get more item. This is, it will not show undefined, because now we don't get one object, we get an array of objects. So the data now, it's an array of objects, so we need to loop on it. So let's do this. We already get the DOM, the root, so we don't need to put it. Let's use for loop. We can go through all of them and display all the 200 by using for each, for example. But let's use for loop, because we don't need to display now 200 object. We will use maybe 10. Let's do the code. So we'll use for loop for, let's say, let I equal to 0. Colon, and here we will put the condition. So if I equal to, not equal, bigger, not bigger, smaller than 10. So this is smaller than 10, from 0 to 9. It will be 10 objects, because it's the array, it's 0 index. So, and now we need to put the increment, which it's I plus plus. And now we open curly brackets, and now we have the for loop, and we need to put the code inside it. So what we want to do, we need to use the data, which is now for, and we loop 10 times in data. So now it's data, for example, it will be the first object. So for each one, I want to display the dot complicated and dot. So this we can put it here, and exactly the same we put it here, and this code, because this is what we want to do, we should put it inside. So this we don't need anymore. So what happened now here, for 10 times, this loop will go 10 times, and we use an index because the data is an array. So we will render the first 10, each one inside an order list. And for example, here we can give it a title, like here directly we can give it a title, so we can have an idea each one to which object, and we can render the ID. So you will see ID 1 to ID 10, and each one have his title and his completed. So let's check if it will work or not. I hope so. So if we refresh, actually we write only the last one, and this is the last one. And why that happened, this is how inner HTML work. So the first time he do the first, second, third, but each time he overwrite this. So what we can do, we can put plus here. So now he will not overwrite, he will add it. So he will add the 10 here, I hope so. So ID number 1. So this is the first unordered list. You have title and the completed, and we can see all of them false. Let's show you. In the end, it's true. That 10, it's the completed. But each one he have it's like his own title. So what we did here, we go through the first 10 with for loop, and we display the first 10. And just to make it so fast, I will show you how to do it for each. We do here. We should put data, because data is the array, and here we put for each, and this is the for each. We don't need the array here. So this is the function, and we put the code inside it. And this is the code. We don't need this one. So this is the for each. This is the element. It's the first. This is for loop. It will loop to 201, and we don't need the I and data. We can use the element now. So it will be element ID, element title, and element completed. So what will happen now, we will display the 201 object. Let's check if this is work. Let's refresh, and you can see here there is a long if we go through it, we displayed all of them with, you can see the ID here, and this is the title for each one, and it's true or false completed. So if we go to the end, you will see 200. So we display now all of this data. This is the data which we get, and we choose the title and completed and the ID to display it for each element. So this is how we look through data which we get it from an API. We fetch the data by using fetch function. This way we finish how to use fetch function. So this is the part 3, and we finish. Thank you for watching.